Live.
Hey everyone, I am Taryn Winnie. I am your Master of Ceremonies, and welcome to Variant Roles Presents Urban Shadows. We're just going to go ahead and quickly apologize real fast for the slight delay. That was a issue on my part, and I take full responsibility for that. I kind of thought overlays were magic. So anyway, moving on to that. I'm gonna have everybody go ahead and introduce themselves. We'll do everybody, and then we'll get to Nox. So you can go ahead and introduce your character because you are now joining us. So we're just gonna head and roll right into it with Matthew.
Hey, that's me.
It is.
I'm Matthew Forbin. I'm Matthew W. Forbin on Twitter. You can see that right there where I am right now. It's just below me. And I play Peter Poindexter, who is a specter and a former stormwater administrator for the city of Juneau. And he's great.
Yep. Yeah. Nothing wrong with him at all.
Nope,
So
no flaws. No
hard to have
flaws.
in
No
the
flaws.
material.
Yeah, no flaws that he's aware of anyway.
Yep. We'll jump right over to Maria.
Hello, I am Maria. I'm at Happy Capster on most every social media outlets. I'm playing Kay Belton, a non-binary fiend imbued individual who likes to pretend that they care about other people.
I don't know if likes is the right word. They're just good at it.
That's fair. That is
Yeah.
very fair.
Max.
Hi, Max. I'm playing Red Abernathy, a private investigator in Juneau for the last 3 weeks who is aware of supernatural things. Just looking for a person on a case.
Yep. We'll see how that search comes out. Ty.
I am Ty. I am a Ballroom Brawler on Twitter. I'm playing Brody. I am the oracle of the group, a very kind of chill California boy who's just trying to find his way in this world.
Oh, that's one way to put it.
Yep.
Those of you that have been with us the last couple of weeks, we had our session 0 2 weeks ago, and then we started things off last week. But we have been graced by the presence of one Nox Noctua, or however you say that second thing. I probably screwed that up. Anyway, she has graciously joined us for the remainder of our campaign. So we're going to spend a little bit of time, and we're going to get into the meat of her character. Why don't you just jump in, tell us about yourself, and then intro who you're going to be playing. We'll walk through the stuff on the playbook that we did with the others. So,
I'm Nox. It's Latin, so however you say that in Latin, because I am not a stereotype and totally just didn't Google words that sound cool to me and find the actual translations in Latin for them. Whatevs. Very original. You can find me on the internet at Nox Noctua. I tweet about games and whatever the hell I want. And then, of course, you can find me here every Sunday. And I think this right now is the only streamed game I'm in. I am currently buckling down on 3 home games. Whew. It's always feast or famine when it comes to tabletop role-playing games. So, cool stuff. And we want to talk character now?
heck yeah, let's do it. So let's run through name, appearance, that kind of thing, and tell us a little bit about your playbook too.
Oh, should I try to talk in my accent? I've been practicing accent.
Always.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes, the answer is yes.
I just had to rip the Band-Aid off. Okay, here we go. Whew, I've been talking it all week just to ramp up to this. Okay, this is gonna be so hard for me. Okay, power through. My name is Daphne. I am female. I have gray olive skin and long dark hair, and I wear a dark suit and tie. And I'm playing the vampire.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
Woo!
So one of the things we went into, it does talk about demeanor. How would you describe Daphne's demeanor?
I try to carry myself in a seductive demeanor as it benefits me.
Sounds about right. Welcome to the group.
Pure garbage.
Yep, pure dumpster fire, and I love you guys for it. Anyway, so you have your stats, your character stats, and then your faction stats. Where did you end up putting your additional points into?
I put my additional points into heart.
Heart, and then for your faction?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
One more into a faction. Oh no, I didn't think about this. So okay, so our mortal is
Peter, or not Peter, Red.
Bread.
Yes.
Knight is K, and then myself, right?
No, Knight is, I think Peter is Knight. Peter is
I'm
Knight.
wild.
K is Wild.
Okay.
And then Power is Brody.
Okay.
So-
I will put 1 into power because it's at a -1 right now, so that'll even it out to 0.
Gotcha. So, you've talked about who you are. How long have you been in Juneau?
Oh, I should mention my pronouns. My pronouns are she, her, as are Daphne's. I've been in Juneau for about a year.
Okay. So how do you keep your cravings in check?
Well, I love to throw parties in the basement of the lodge that I own up in the mountains. I call them bacchanals, but some of the people that I invite to my parties are, they like to call it the happy house.
Okay. So, who turned you?
I don't really like to talk about him very much. His name is Dominos. I don't know what he goes by these days.
Chat. Anyway. Matthew.
I saw that come through the mod chat first.
Yeah, exactly.
half of my messages go through mod chat first.
So what scheme are you invested in right now?
I am trying to sell opium.
Right. You might be friends with Brody.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Well, he has an oracle, and I have a certain fondness for oracles.
So you mentioned your secluded apartment. What kind of car does Daphne drive?
Oh, I didn't even think about these details. I don't know. What's a cool car?
I love how
A Ford
Kay had
Tempo.
the same reaction. No.
Chevy Equinox.
I drive one
A
of those.
Hyundai Sonata.
Honda Element.
How about I don't even know cars.
Because it wouldn't be like a super expensive one, which it's not, like just based on even just like the starting gear. It's a comfortable car.
Yeah.
So it's like
How
a
do you feel about
Subaru.
hybrids?
It's a Prius.
Yeah, Toyota Prius.
Yeah, she drives a
About 3 years old, but it's still good.
black Toyota Prius.
Yep. Awesome. And then you have your smartphone. What is the one stylish weapon that you picked? You can have a sword, dual 9mm Glocks, or a Walter PPK.
I took the Walter PPK,
Okay.
which is
Yeah. So we're just gonna jump right into your debts. Someone make sure you get fed regularly. What did I miss? She's a modern vampire woman.
no. Matt called my character choice out already.
Yep. I'm calling it.
You have no idea how much back and forth I did between what way do I consume humans. Anyways, okay. What was your question?
We're gonna jump to debts. You're good. Matthew's just distracting in chat. It's fine. Normal. Anyway.
Oh yeah, debts.
But someone make sure you get fed regularly. You owe them 2 debts. Anyone in the party sort of interest you in that regard?
No.
Don't give Kay any more debts.
Peter.
Me?
I've been thinking about this all week.
Okay.
Peter, because you used to work in government. So I rely on you to bring all those sweet government contacts in so that they just turn a blind eye to my opium production.
Works for me.
Okay, so you owe Peter 2 debts.
No, I thought I just owe him. Oh,
No.
you're right. Okay, sorry. I got confused. Yeah.
You're good.
You're right.
Good. Someone relies on you for their fix. They owe you a debt.
Do I pick or just...
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
I don't... Does Brody consume opium?
He does now, yeah. An opium dealer in the party, yeah, of course.
Fantastic. You owe me a debt, baby.
Pile them on. I owe everyone everything.
Yeah. Brody is my favorite. Anyway, not really. Someone bears responsibility for you becoming a vampire. They owe you a debt. Is that the fellow you mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, do you want to talk about your vamp moves a little bit, or because you get Eternal Hunger, and then you got to pick a couple others. What did you pick?
Yeah, so it is Eternal Hunger is the one that comes with, and I did select emotions, so I am nom 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 and on all those feelings.
Gotcha.
The other two I picked are cold-blooded, so when I need to keep my cool under emotional duress, I roll blood instead of spirit. And then I also have a haven, so I have a safe place secure from outside dangers. It has emergency rations, a few ghouls, and an escape vector. When someone willingly comes to my haven, they enter my web.
Right, and that's the big thing about the vamp playbook is the web. The web is crazy.
Yeah, so if y'all need something, get ready to come into my web.
Mm-hmm. It's like her intimacy move, and they it automatically add stats and stuff. It's wicked. But yeah, so now that we've got that set up, we're gonna jump into the session intro move. That is actually a design part of the play style. So we're gonna go around and you guys we're gonna work through this. Nox, why don't you start? Since you're joining us, tell us who does Daphne trust the least in the party of who she's interacted with?
I think
as an aside, if it does help, I do believe that Kay would have been one to partake in the happy house on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Daphne would be 100% okay with that.
Yeah.
So fun fact, vampires can only consume human emotions. So I think that Stephanie would actually trust Kay the least.
Okay, so Kay, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna pick a faction for Daphne. So I don't think you have any factions marked because you're just joining us. So you get to pick one of the four.
Can you remind me of the significance of marking a faction for?
It just works towards advancement.
Okay.
But the one that you pick, she has to make up a rumor about. Yeah. So to explain, I guess I'll explain session move or the session intro move to the audience, since most of you guys don't have the playbook in front of you or the handbook. Basically, what this is one of the ways that you procure advancement is you mark factions, and that happens when you're doing faction moves or session intro or that kind of thing. And what this intro does is basically it allows the players to sort of interact with what's going on currently in the setting. So they choose a character they trust the least, they pick a faction for them, and then they roll on that faction. Mortality, night, wild, and power, as we were talking about earlier. And then based on how well they roll, they're prepared or not prepared for a rumor, and that sort of sets up some stuff that's going on behind the scenes where it really jumps into the focus of the system for being collaborative storytelling. So, because everyone gets to affect what's going on, not just me. So yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna pick wild then.
Hmm.
So,
Stick
what
those
is
on.
a rumor going on with Wild?
So I
You make it
determine.
up. Yep, and that is pretty much anything. It doesn't have to be regards to the tainted or anything like that. Wild is tainted and fey for the most part. So, if that helps.
So do I click marked under factions, or it's just
Yeah,
Maria?
yeah. So you mark Wild.
Okay.
So now that it's pretty much ready to go. So you're gonna mark that, and then you're gonna roll in Wild.
Oh.
And then based on what you roll, you're either prepared, neck deep in it, or you are flat-footed and unaware, and something's coming after you probably. So,
About the rumor that I make up.
Yep. In regards to that, so.
Okay. So opium or poppy seeds or poppy plants can only grow in certain climates, of which Juneau is not one of them. As far as I could ascertain.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
probably fair.
So I had to import my poppy plants, my poppy seeds. So I think the rumor is that the Fae have caught wind of this, and
Okay.
they are going to interfere with my pipeline somehow. Or so I don't know if they're trying to steal it, or they're just going to kill the people and just screw me over entirely, or what. But like,
Yeah.
I've just heard when that they know that this is a thing that's happening, and they're going to try and get it for themselves or interrupt that somehow.
The Fae are after your poppies. Got it. So yeah, go ahead and roll with Wild. So if you have like a +1 to that or whatever, you roll 2d6s, and then we'll look for either a full success, partial success, or a failure. So you're rolling on roll 20.
Yeah, I got a 9.
A 9. You are neck deep in it.
Fuck you.
So someone in that faction owes you a debt, and you owe someone in that faction a debt.
Oh, jeez.
So I think it'd be interesting if you were friends, or you got this information from one very special Fey drug dealer that has been interacting with the party, good old Binge.
Oh, is he a fairy?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So Benji, I like to think that he's the one that tipped you off on this. So you owe him a debt, and he owes you a debt for not spilling the beans that he's your source.
So is there a way that we keep track of our debts to other people on these character sheets?
There should be a section on that. I also keep track of NPC stuff like that. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the, if you're in Roll20, there's like a section towards the bottom just called debts. If you have like the paper one, I don't think there's one on the paper that you can keep track of debts.
Okay. So Benji gave me the intel on the fairies.
Yep. Because he probably comes to you for some supplies. So.
Right. So what do I owe him the debt for?
Or
Or what does he owe me the debt for, rather?
he owes you a debt for not ratting him out.
Gotcha.
Yep. So get everything all twisted together. So since Kay was the one that selected, why don't you tell me who you trust the least, Kay?
I think he trusts Red the least, surprisingly. Because he feels like Red's, well, for reasons.
Yeah, you can just say that. So yeah. So Red, pick a faction. Kay, do you have any factions marked?
I don't believe I do.
I don't think anyone had.
We didn't do any last time.
I had the one with mortality because of
Yeah, right. Yep. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. So
I'll start with night. I'll say night.
okay.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll with night, or actually make up your rumor first, and then you roll.
Okay.
So what is a rumor about nights? That is like vampires and werewolves and things that go bump in one way or another. Ghosts.
I have heard a rumor that I am personally interested in. That Conrad, a vampire I may have a slight hard-on for, knows a certain Daphne.
Ooh.
But it's just a rumor.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Go ahead and roll with night.
Oh, okay. That's a 6 because I have -1 in nights.
All righty. So that is a miss. You're going to be caught flat-footed, unprepared, or unaware.
That's on brand.
Yeah. Let's just say some recent workings that you've had to protect a private eye. Your floodgates you're starting to leak a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Your ability to protect a certain someone is slipping. So specifically coming from the Night faction.
Awesome. Sweet.
That's gonna might get sticky. So yeah. Let's go ahead and jump to Red.
Okay, I've been thinking about this, and I think, well, it's very easy for anyone just to say, oh yeah, I can read your fortune, I can tell the future. So I think the rumors of this oracle in town might be over-exaggerated, so I'm not going to completely trust the fortune teller.
Okay. So Brody, what faction does he have to mark?
I'm going to say he marks mortality.
Okay. So Red, what's a rumor about mortality in town?
The vampires obviously would have to have someone to do stuff for them throughout the day, and some of them have been carrying out the extracurricular activities in the name of their vampire lords, but not really sanctioned by them.
Okay, so a little extracurricular activity.
Using their clout as, I got the vampires backing me up.
Gotcha. There's some humans doing some dubious things, and that might not sit well. Go ahead and roll with mortality. So
I get a +1 to this. 5 and a 6, so okay, 12. 12.
That is that's a success. Yeah, you are prepared for the conflict that will come from this. You have a debt on someone in the mortality faction, or a useful piece of information or equipment, your choice. So you've picked up something from sniffing this out. This might have come about from your investigations and whatnot.
As a PI, I'll go with information over a debt.
Okay. So what kind of information are you looking for?
Well, obviously, for what I'm here for, looking for Chadwick.
Chadwick.
The name's been dropped. Maybe to see if the name's been dropped.
I'm gonna say that you've actually finally picked up a little bit of the trail. You turned over one of these humans doing some extracurricular after school programs, and you got some information that he's running with a certain Conrad, a certain vampire in town. So, and yes, Maria, that Conrad.
It took me a second.
I was waiting for the facial reaction.
No, I was reading through that moves. Oops.
Yeah. So Ty and Peter haven't gone yet. Ty, go ahead.
I trust Peter the least.
Peter the least? Okay.
Yeah,
who's in your El Camino right now? Tell you to drive.
Yep.
Yeah. So Peter, what kind of faction do you have to mark?
Go ahead and mark power.
Power.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a rumor about something going on in power.
The members of the Power faction have started infiltrating.
That's just Ty's.
Yeah.
rumor,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You already had a backstory ready. I'm gonna say what I've heard is that there might be someone else in town with some sort of otherworldly magic powers. Who's recently
Okay.
come to town.
So you've picked up some trail, maybe a wizard or an oracle,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Someone else.
maybe an immortal.
Yeah.
Those guys are fun. So give it a roll.
Oh yeah. So it's power. Okay. Plus one.
Mm-hmm.
8.
8. So you're neck deep in it. So you owe someone in the Power faction a debt, and someone in the faction owes you a debt. Who is this individual that's coming to town? Let's hash this out.
I don't know if I know him by name. I think it's a wizard.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a wizard, but I don't know their name or a lot of them.
Okay. So how would you guys get into debt with each other if you don't know someone?
I helped
that way.
I helped the person get into town. I maybe secured transport or kind of got them a place or just somehow help them settle in without really knowing who it was. Maybe someone called in a debt I owed for them.
Gotcha. So by doing that, they owe you a debt. How do you owe them? Are they did they bring something to town for you? Maybe some information or something?
Cocaine.
I was gonna say maybe drugs. Yeah, I mean that's my
They
that's a good
ran
some
some-
cool wizard coke.
Gotcha. The wizard coke. So like magic coke. Got
Yeah,
it.
magic coke. That's the best kind.
Yeah.
I think I might be interested in hearing a little bit more about your magic cook.
So gotcha.
Urban
We'll
Shadows
just
Breaking Bad.
That's right.
wizard unnamed, one debt to and from Brody. Got it. And last but not least, Peter. Who do you trust the least?
Oh, fuck me. So I was originally going to say Kay. But, things change. I trust Daphne the least.
Okay.
Yeah.
What faction shall he mark, Daphne?
Is there one that hasn't been chosen yet? Probably not, because there's 5 of us.
Right.
I think everything.
I think they've all been chosen at least.
Yeah, at least once. Yeah.
And Fairy are in the Wild faction?
Yes.
Okay, Wild faction.
Okay, great.
Excuse me. K. Not K, but just K. Okay. What's rumor?
You mean
Yeah. Peter.
This
time.
Yes. Are we after or before the solstice?
Before.
Okay. So the Wild faction, probably the fairies, the Fae, they're doing something out in, either the like in the Wild somewhere, and it has something to do with the solstice.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with wild.
They're preparing something.
Maybe even the winter court.
Yeah. 7, 8 total.
8 total. You are neck deep in it. Someone in the Wild faction owes you a debt, and you owe them and owe someone a debt in the faction.
Okay, great.
So who do you owe a debt to, and who owes you a debt? In the Wild faction. It doesn't even have to be Fae necessarily. It can also be tainted.
Or a werewolf.
Werewolves are night.
Oh, werewolves are not. I don't want it to be tainted. I want it to be Fae.
Move a little bit away from the Bentons.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to say Benji.
Make it Benji.
Never.
Benji's the 6th member of the party.
Yeah.
All the debts he
God
has.
damn
debts on
it.
everyone.
I refuse to make it Benji.
There are other Fae in the city.
Yeah, but I mean,
Can be.
right.
Make somebody up. It's the power of urban shadows.
Their name is... Wait, wasn't there already a Mildred?
Eustace was the...
Okay, then there's this Fae's name is Mildred.
Mildred the Fae. Okay. Yeah. So, do you owe Mildred a debt, or does Mildred owe you a debt?
She owes me.
Mildred owes you. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Why?
Not sure. Because she keeps coming to me for information.
Okay.
Because she knows I'm a creeper.
Okay, so maybe she gets a little bit. You do a little spying for her.
Yeah.
Maybe you suss out some contacts or information or supplies for the things that are going on in the woods.
Yeah.
And then who do you owe a debt to in the Fae or Wild?
I owe Mildred a debt right back because every once in a while she stops by my widowed husband's house.
Okay. She takes care of
mostly the dog.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. So that's for everyone. That's the session intro move. So everyone has moved one step closer to advancement. Hopefully we get into the action moves a little bit more this evening. But somebody want to do a recap from last week so we can get rolling?
Nose goes.
Looks like a Max.
Go
I'm doing it.
Yeah,
you're doing the recap. You didn't touch your nose,
I'm
man.
already in character.
Rules are rules.
He was too busy reaching for it.
I was too busy reaching for a drink. So recap. Let's see. Going around as it's going. Let's start with my character. Red was in a bar, got threatened by somebody working for the Vamps, telling them to get out of town. Threatened him with a gun, and he backed off. But a message went out to Kay for Code Red to come and pull my ass out of the fire. And now I owe them another debt. Red gets information from Kay saying there's going to be a Shield Maidens band jam going on where he may find information on the person he's looking for. Some other part of town, Brody was hired to do a reading for the former secretary of Peter. And Peter took a little bit of an offense to that, of Brody meddling in the affairs of people he cared about, and had a fight with her. I can't remember what her name was.
Felicia?
Yeah.
Oh, Felicia. And mostly mad because now he can't go over to watch Critical Role because she's mad at him.
That's right.
And let's see. They got in a car together and drove off, leaving, and we switched over to Kay, going to the concert and failing awesomely with the bouncer trying to get in for the night,
Right.
and trying to convince them to let me get in for this is a private event.
That's right.
I think Kay persuaded them that they were part of the record label.
Yes.
Coming to check out Shield Maidens, etc., etc.
Yeah, but you...
But
Go ahead.
Red is not.
Yeah.
Red is going to show up
fine.
late. Well, Red's showing up just on time before... after picking up some McDonald's to sleep off the 10-hour drinking binge. You know what that's like.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so anybody want to pick up where we left off first? Either at the warehouse or in the El Camino. El Brody.
I don't mind starting.
Okay.
So where are we gonna go, Brody?
My dude, I don't have plans. I usually go back to my house and smoke out, watch some Netflix. They got a new documentary on those animals. Planet Blue. Those penguins are wicked smart.
Yeah, they are. They are certainly more intelligent than present company. Sure, certainly. I mean, I know it's Juneau, but certainly there's something to do at this time of night.
Yeah, well, I know this. I got this friend, up a little bit. She's got a house, and I'm running a little bit low on the old PM. So, I could go hit her up, and if you want to maybe, I think she, has parties. See what's up. I mean, I don't know what scene you're into. It seems like you're into, paperwork. Do I have that right?
That's actually not. Yes, that's true. It's reports. Is actually I review reports.
Right.
Or
I mean,
I used to.
we can go to the library if that's what you're into. Otherwise, I mean, I'd like to. I can head up there.
The reports aren't cataloged in the library, Brody. They're cataloged in the municipality.
I don't know if they'd let me in. That seems like you need badges and shit, and I don't have those. So, why don't we go? Why don't we just go up? Go up. We'll get some opium. I'll get some opium. You can't smoke. I don't think. Are you made of smoke? I don't know. I'm the particulars. I'm not sure about. But and you can like float around, do what you do, look at people. I guess.
Okay, let's go to this opium den, basically.
I think she calls it the happy house. Yeah. You could use some happy. You're like, are you even having a good time, my man?
I'm having a great time, Brody.
I can tell. All right, and I'm gonna drive to the happy house.
All right. Okay, so while that is going on, let's jump over to the warehouse where a show was about to go down. Okay, you were scoping the place out. Didn't really seem to find anything special, and got a little bit got noticed by Mr. Security Guard / bouncer. It's about time for Red to show up. You told him to show up at 9, which is still early because the show doesn't start until like 10:30. So
yeah. Kay has been pacing near the parking lot, kind of off to the side, so not like in the parking lot, just pacing with their hands in their vest pockets, just trying to think of a way to get Red into this stupid show because he doesn't want Kay is flustered. Kay is very flustered. Because Kay doesn't want to have to be relay person between their people and Red's person. And so he's just Kay is just like, they're just frantically pacing, trying to think of like talking out loud to themselves, trying to think of a way to get Red into this stupid show.
okay, and okay, go ahead.
Text just reads if you check your text.
Oh, I do.
Okay, it just reads: are you gonna pace all night, or are you getting me in? And then I flash my high beams for a second. I'm sitting in the parking lot eating a Big Mac. Not a sponsor.
Did you bring enough to share?
Okay.
I picked up a 10-piece nuggets and a large fry for them just in case.
This stops Kay in their tracks, and they meander over and knock on the car window.
Yeah. I think we said I was driving a Prius. Roll down the window.
Hello.
So, what's any luck on that?
Well, no.
Yeah,
but
that
now that
guy
you're here, you can maybe utilize your expertise.
I got a few ideas. Have they letting people in yet?
I think so. I mean, the bands have definitely been here for...
Yeah, they're doing sound checks and stuff, and there's like a few people moving around and things like that, but the crowd has not started yet trickling in. So, okay. The audience.
Now, are you trying to get me in before the show starts, or is it something we could wait for afterwards? Because I have an idea and a hangover, but my idea is better than my hangover. Is this something they card people at, or is it more one of those underground things you kids do?
I don't think they card you. They haven't ever carded me. I mean, we could, I suppose, if you wanted to miss out on the opportunity to listen to one of the best bands in town, you could just hang out here until after the show. And then
But
maybe I could get them to come over, talk.
I think once we get a few people trickling in, the idea could be I run up to whoever's manning the door, start yelling, "My daughter's in there. You didn't card her. I will come back with police if you don't let me in to go get her."
Did you do something similar to that when you got that purple beauty on your face? Because I'm pretty sure you'll have a matching set if you do something like that.
Okay, things work a little bit here than they do down in the actual United States. So,
I mean, by all means, you can certainly try.
how bribable did that guy seem? What, slipping him a couple 20s do it, or?
He really, really, really likes the Shield Maidens. And I promised him audience. So, I don't know, leverage that angle, I guess.
Well, should I let you do the talking? You seem to be the smooth talker of the two of us.
Well, sure. I guess.
'Cause, I mean, I smell like a distillery, so any chance of passing me off as anything other than a drunk is going to be a little hard.
That's fair. Have you ever considered not drinking?
Yeah, I did, over a drink. It's not that I can't quit the alcohol, it's the alcohol can't quit me. That's just a joke. I've been sober. I just this is a rough job, and I'm in the middle, well, the northwestern corner of nowhere, and kind of I got a few leads, but I got my benefactor breathing down my neck to find this kid, so I'm under a bit of stress. So if you can think of any other way we can get in there, what have you tried so far?
Well, I tried to convince them to let you in as part of my entourage, which didn't really pan out too well. I tried to get you a ticket from the actual band member of the Shield Maidens, which also did not turn out too well. There isn't really an easy back door. Can't really.
Is there any way I could pass myself off as one of the band members' dads, looking to reconcile our differences before her show?
I mean, maybe. As far as I know, most of them are pretty chill with their dads, but I don't know them very well.
Well, they don't need to know that. I just need to get past the guy who might not know that guarding the door.
That's fair. That's fair. Actually, you could probably tug on his sympathetic heartstrings. That doesn't sound like it would be too hard to do.
So I'm going to need a name, some social media, and a picture.
Okay.
I think we'll go ahead and cut there.
Yeah.
And then jump over to the drugmobile rocking up to the happy house.
The rocket ship.
Yeah, on the way to the happy house. So I know Daphne because she owes me. So I actually know where we're going. On the way there, I will say, I'm just kind of looking out the window at the city of Juneau during our what I imagine is only a 15-minute car ride because the town's this big. I'm gonna say Brody.
Yeah, man.
Are you happy with your usual Thursday night routine?
Right now, well, this isn't normal routine. Like I said, watching the Netflix. But right now, I'm okay. You're driving you around's a little bit of a bummer. but I'm hoping things pick up a little bit once we get to Daphne. What's your Thursday like?
Well, I told you I usually stay at home with Felicia and we talk and catch up on the week, and I advise her about the recent changes in stormwater ordinances. And
right, is this like better than that? Or like worse?
So far it's worse. It's much, much worse.
Well, like, you know what? I can, like, if you want me to help you, if you can just, like, I don't know how, like, I can try to touch you. Maybe I can, like, give you advice. That's, like, what I do.
You want to help me?
Well, it seems like you're, like, straight up miserable, my man. And I just want to help you.
How are you supposed to help me when you couldn't even prevent me from dying?
Well, that was like a while ago, and I was very unclear with how these, things worked. And I was a little nervous, so I may have panicked a little bit and didn't maybe do everything I could. But you know what? We're here now. You can't die twice, so it's not going to get worse. So maybe I can help things be a little better.
No thanks. I'm going to look out the window.
I'm going to say that triggered your guys' intimacy moves.
Okay.
Respectively.
Okay.
So
What that means?
Peter gets a hold. So basically you hold one now on Brody. So anytime Brody gets into trouble or anything, you can just spend that to be there.
Okay, then I have a question.
Yeah.
If he gets into trouble and I choose not to hold, does that count as witnessing a victimization and doing nothing about it?
Probably.
Okay, perfect, good, great.
Probably
All right.
ends up some corruption.
Things are going great.
And then I like Brody's is pretty great too. When you get a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, with another person, you gain a specific and clear vision about that person's future. You can ask up to 3 questions about the vision, mark corruption for each.
What do I see? What kind of vision of the future do I see in him?
You're asking me. Let me think about that for a second. Because this is a ghost future. It's probably pretty
Bleak.
I don't want to say spotty. It's more of just like flashes than anything. It's like possibilities, because like ghosts are pretty ethereal and like don't really have a set sort of thing, I'm guessing.
Okay, that's enough. So my question is, does he seem happy in any of these visions?
Happy, no. Maybe at peace in one of these possible futures that have popped up. So that's one corruption.
And what makes him? What is making him seem more at peace?
Probably reconciliation. That's up to Peter, I believe. What would make Peter at peace?
Getting that park built.
That park? Okay.
Park built.
So that's
I'm
corruption number 2.
I am corrupt.
Okay,
That's
that's amazing. Session 2, corruption 1.
Yeah.
By the way, that's 2 drinks. If we're still adhering to that.
Yep.
Possible. So I'm guessing you're taking a corruption move?
Yes, I'm taking my corruption move, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to do empath. So when I use figure someone out, skim the surface, or psychometry, I can mark corruption to ask any question I want, not just the ones limited to the lists. So I have like questions I can ask you and stuff. Now I can just ask anything.
That's pretty badass. You have to mark corruption, but
Yep. Well,
apparently you're not afraid to do that.
Brody's going to be the main enemy of Arc 1 when he's corrupted and evil in Session 3.
It's amazing. So to go over that corruption a little bit, basically there's 2 sets of advancement, sort of like if anybody watches the IS, the Invisible Sun, where they like do joy or despair or that kind of thing. This is sort of, you either have advancement through faction interactions or you have advancement through corruption, which there's a lot of ways. There's actually probably more ways you can mark corruption than you can mark faction advancement. But then you take corruption moves, and as you work your way through the corruption moves, eventually you have to retire your character. It's pretty much like they end up just, and then they come back as a threat usually. So, yeah. But so that happened.
So as I look out the window, I'm like, Brody, I really don't care how guilty you feel about my death or what you saw or how it happened, because I don't even know. But I think you, and I don't even know if what I'm about to say will matter to you. But I feel like you've fallen into the delusion that your choices matter. And that, and that somehow that something you could have done that night would have changed anything. But the truth is that our choices are made for us. And I'm going to look out to the window and just start pointing. I beg everyone, every bit of this world that we're surrounded in is a part of a greater calculation. You wouldn't know it, but every single part of this city was planned. It looks idyllic, it looks natural and beautiful, but there's nothing here that's by mistake, including me.
I mean, that might be true. Everything might be planned, but listen, if I have visions and I can see stuff, and if I live my entire life knowing that I can't do anything about them, I'm going to be as miserable as you are. And that is just not Brody's way.
Welcome.
It just isn't.
Eventually you'll succumb to the despair when, after having too many visions too many times and doing nothing about it, you realize your insignificance.
Well, you know what? I had some visions about Felicia. I think I'm going to maybe try to help her first. And I'm going to pop a drop of acid and turn up my fish on my radio.
It's just the line over and over again on repeat.
I'm just gonna mumble under my breath. I'm like, Felicia's an idiot. That's all I say.
So Daphne, you are. What are you up to in your home this evening? It's probably about 9:30.
Well, the great thing about living here is there's so much. Well, wait, what season are we?
This is almost. This is early November, so it's dark.
Okay, great.
Plenty of darkness.
So much darkness. Excellent. So I've probably been up for a while. I think so. So I own a lodge called Elysium. It's up in the mountains, nice and secluded and tucked away in the coniferous forests and stuff. And I think I'm just going around and checking on some of the guests, making sure they're doing okay, shaking hands with any important figures that have stopped by, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. So as you're sort of wrapping up this little, not charade, but niceties, see a familiar, if not beaten El Camino sort of pull into the lodge.
I just, I think a little smile comes over my face, and I head to the front door. And as you guys pull up, it's like this idyllic building. Like to get to it, there's this like long road that heads up, and then when you crest over the top of the hill, there's this like A-frame building with big windows, that's all crowded in by these trees. And for those of you that have already been here, you know that in the back there's more buildings where the guests stay and things like that. So I'm just like peering out of one of these big windows, and I kind of just smirk and walk through the front door, and stand and wait, arms crossed.
I will hop out of the car and immediately head towards the front door.
Does Peter just float through the door?
Yep. Just
Daph, how's it going?
Brody.
And I'm gonna try to give her a hug. I'm gonna use skim the surface when we hug.
Oh, you motherfucker!
duh.
Yeah. Franks.
8, 10.
I don't.
So,
10. So you get three questions.
Daphne, why are you keeping secrets?
Remember, you aren't subject to these questions anymore.
No,
by the way.
I don't want to do 3 more corruption right away, so let's just
Fair
start
enough.
with 1.
I have to answer this, right? That's
Yes.
that's his thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's surface level, so it's not like super deep or anything. But,
Okay. So why do I keep secrets? Is that the question?
Yeah.
So okay, I'm gonna answer the question, but I want to know for the narrative: is this like a conversation that Brody has, or just like your feelings?
Just my feeling. I
Okay.
get it from you.
Okay. So Daphne's been around a long while, and she's ready to try something new.
Okay. What is your hidden pain?
Damn, these questions. I think you get a sense of lack of belonging.
Okay. And let's do 1 corruption. And what are you after? What are you looking for? What would make you happy? What is your goal?
boil that down to 1 question.
Yeah, it was a lot. What are you after?
This town.
Okay.
Damn.
Not subtle at all.
It's so good to be back, Daff. I'm here for a little bit of corruption. A little bit of the poppy. I got my new. Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah.
We don't speak that out loud. That's only for the happy house. This is where my guests are.
Well, like the poppy seed muffin, the yellow one, very sweet. You have it with breakfast
love that.
sometimes.
The air quotations out loud. I'm gonna say, because like, are you in like outside or like in the front, like sort of like open area, the
Like,
foyer of the lodge?
I've stepped out the front door, so this is like where cars would pull up to like unload their stuff and things like that.
I'm gonna say there's a family getting out too. There's like a dad with like a suitcase and a couple of kids that are moving around right now.
Oh, hello, welcome to Elysium. I'm so glad to have you here.
And I just love muffins, and that's why I'm here.
One of the little kids looks up at Dad's like, muffins, and like sprints off inside into the foyer, the open area. So.
In the morning, though, I'm sorry. Yeah, it'll be included with breakfast. Brody, Peter, let's go inside.
All right.
And I'm gonna lead them inside, travel through the lodge, which looks like someplace I've just like bought or picked up or acquired somehow. There's no like touches that would reflect my personality or anything. But there is a secret door. I open it up. It leads down a flight of stairs into into like the basement level of this place. Colloquially known as the Happy House. And it's not in use right now, so it's very empty, but all around the place, like the whole place is like dimly lit. There's like Persian rugs on the floor, Moroccan poofs as seating, a bar in the far corner. Like it's just this like dark,
It's a big open opium den.
yeah. So yeah, I lead you guys down there.
I really hate what you've done with the place.
Peter, I love when you're here. You bring such a light and sparkle to the place. You know what? For the next bacchanal, you should invite your husband.
He's just my widow now.
No. He's your husband. And I would love to meet him and maybe show him a good time. Or Or maybe that woman Felicia. Are you still bothering her?
Not tonight, no.
I have been temporarily relieved of the burden of keeping Felicia company.
Oh, I'm sure the burden was all hers. Come now. What do you want? Okay. Well, first of all, you can't just come here and ask for opium whenever you like.
I've
But
got a little cash, and like, my friend, my guy following me wanted to do something fun tonight, and so like I thought, happy house.
Great. Yes, you're in luck because I do have some leftover. I have some larger concerns about my incoming supply. But follow me. And I'm going to lead them to an area. Produce the opium. I don't know how the hell you consume opium, but there you go.
Smoke it.
Right, yeah. I figured, but I was like, I don't know, are the movies right? So yeah, so there's like some cool ass looking pipes and stuff, and I load up whatever for you guys. Just look at Peter.
I won't be.
I look at Brody.
Yeah, I won't be. I won't be partaking.
Good stuff, Daff.
I'm glad you like it.
Wait, Peter, come here real quick.
No,
I'm gonna walk over to him and try to blow the smoke into him.
I'm not physically manifesting.
Oh man,
Brody, I've tried that before. It doesn't work, and it only makes his happiness get so much bigger.
I mean, it's pretty low right now, so anything is starting at really rock bottom for the happiness level.
Right, I was making a joke.
Oh yeah, no, funny stuff.
Thank you.
I'm going to mark a corruption to take away my visual manifestation and just go to see and hear. I just disappear from view.
Okay.
Peter, where did you go?
I'm still here.
Ugh. This is why I like having you around, especially during Bacchanals. Which, by the way, I'm going to have another one. Peter, I don't know where I should look when I talk to you, but you'll be there, yes?
Of course.
I'm so happy. Brody, I presume you'll be there as well?
Hell yeah, Daff. That sounds like a Boston time, and I will be there with bells on and maybe shoes.
I love it. Now, I hear there is a band playing down by the water called the Shield Maidens.
They sound terrible.
Oh, have you heard of them?
As you guys are having this conversation, Peter's phone doesn't because it's not physical or
It's
there.
not real. It's not a real phone.
Not a real phone. It's just a spiritual manifestation of the thing he died with. But Ty and Brody's and Daphne's, your phone. You guys know that really annoying like National Weather Service alarm, the thing that your phone does.
Yep.
You guys both pull it out. Snowstorm warning.
This will be a problem.
Yeah, are we gonna like go to this is the concert still on? Are we gonna just smoke in here all night? Because like, I'm okay with that.
So as you guys are finishing up that conversation or continuing it, we're gonna jump back over to Kay and Red. A similar, very annoying.
Mid conversation before that, Kay is like in front of Red, like a coach, saying, "All right, your name is Philip Goodman. Your daughter Leela, she's the basis of the Shield Maidens, and she ran away from home 2 weeks ago, and you need to talk to her." You're
muted. You're muted.
Philip, what?
good man of which you are not, but Goodman.
I'm a good man.
Oh, if you say so.
And I'm looking for Leela.
Yes.
All right. I marked that down in my notebook.
It's got a little like flip book with aliases scratched into it. But then you guys also get the very loud, very brash snowstorm alert.
Oh God, I hate this. Oh no! What time frame does it give for the snowstorm?
I mean,
Like starts blah till blah.
midnight and then a while. So like it's got
As
like
in like through tomorrow evening.
yeah.
Damn
No,
it!
this could be good. This could be good for getting us in at least.
Not good. This is terrible. I had plans. I had plans, and the weather can just go screw itself. It's fine. Fine, Philip.
So as you guys are having this conversation or sitting in your car, some people have been meandering. People are starting to head that way now in getting out of their cars. People are sort of swaying a little bit. Everyone's kind of looking at their phones, checking the alert and all that stuff. But most of these people don't seem to be bothering them at the moment. So.
Oh, we might as well not waste any more time, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
who are you to this guy?
I am part of the record label here to check out the Shield Maidens. That's who I am to this guy, apparently.
Okay. Do we know each other? Or are you dragging me in there? I'll tell you what, how about I just tell him this is my girl's big break, and I just want to be there to see it, and you recognized me from your research, and we're going to get in together. How about that? We can do this.
All right. Are you drunk?
I'm 3 hours sober. How about that? And I've got a burger in me, and I'm good.
Fantastic. Just enough.
Sober enough to drive here.
Oh boy.
Maybe not legally, but I'm here.
All right. Perfect. Okay, let's get you into the stupid show.
All right, so
Okay.
I'll take the lead and I'll approach, and I'll try and adopt as meek and kind of down and sad and ashamed of the fight as I approach the guy at the door.
Okay. So you guys making your way in?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get to Mr. Friend Security Guard fella, Mr. Ripped. I don't think we gave him a name last time. So
We didn't. I was looking through and like as we're walking up, I just in Kay's inner monologue, they're like, shit, I didn't.
Dancer McGee.
I do remember we came up with Leroy Erickson last time, though.
Leroy Erickson. Fantastic.
Classic.
I'm going to say it says O'Sullivan. He is of Irish descent, and it's on his name tag. That's his last name. Mr. O'Sully is manning the door and recognizes you approach and kind of gives like an acknowledging wave.
I give him a wave as well.
You're fine. Didn't perchance find your credentials, did you?
No, but I'll tell you who I did find, and I point over at Red. This poor sad sap.
I hold my hand. I'm Philip Goodman. I'm Leela's father. She's the bassist in the band.
He kind of eyes you and he says, And I think we're just gonna go ahead and where's my move sheet on that?
Oh shit! You know what I just realized? This guy fucking knows the band.
Yep.
No.
This is a mislead, distract, or trick.
Wow. Good fucking luck.
Is this heart? Because I've got +2 to heart.
No, it's mind. It is mind.
+1 to mind. Haha.
Give me a roll.
That is a So sorry, that's a 4.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, he just looks at you, and it's just like he looks at and then looks at Kay. Neither of you fuckers who I say you are you?
Can I pull a $50 out of my wallet?
Kay looks aghast. But
That which part? The $50 or the?
no, the part
assumption?
before that.
He's not with his father. Me and Phil are drinking buddies. That's how I found out about the shield maidens.
I turn and I look at Red and I say, "You son of a bitch! You lied to me to get into this stupid show."
You do not need to put on the facade anymore. It's just one too many things that are really just not adding up. I may be a bit of a brick when it comes to things like this, but really gonna have to ask you guys to leave.
Why is it so exclusive to get into a show?
And I do have an invitation.
You pull that out, and you're like, "Oh, I can actually go." It's like,
Actually, fun fact about that, I do have an invitation. So.
So who are you really? Let's start baseline here. And he's kind of like pulled you guys off to the side a little bit, and then there's another guy like checking tickets now.
Well, since you asked so nicely, I'm actually dating Leela.
Oh.
I'm
Phil
sure
mentioned
you've heard of
somebody. Yeah, Phil mentioned somebody. Why the facade?
To be perfectly honest, I was trying to get this guy a ticket.
Good place to start. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, honesty
Yeah.
is virtue or whatever.
You know it's gonna snow in a few hours if you'd like to hurry
Yeah,
this
I'm
up.
aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware. He's a big fan. I was trying to get him in. Leela couldn't help. I thought, oh man, well, I'll just try a different way, and did not work out. So sorry.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I can let you in, but I'm gonna probably have to kick him out.
I shrug at Red and say, sorry, and I'll just keep walking backwards into the warehouse.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stand there with my arms crossed. I'm out.
Amazing.
Okay.
I've still got $50 in my hand.
Are you like how are you holding this at him? Like you've got your arms crossed, you like doing the little like flashy thing up?
Yeah, I'm just flashy thing up.
Okay.
Yep.
He kind of looks at it. That is a persuade probably.
Okay, and is that one hurt?
Better.
That is heart. Yeah.
That's a 9.
Okay. He do I add a debt on this? Let me check. Oh, they can or demand a debt. He just kind of looks at that and rubs his fingers together.
Seriously.
He just gives you a small chuckle.
Look, you look like a big guy. You need your protein. I got a 10-pack of chicken nuggets in the car. I can go get those for you too.
Bring back the nug.
I get you some nuggets.
Double down and double the nugs.
I can't drive all the way back to McDonald's.
I was just trying to do a turn of phrase. Give me $100 and the nuggets, and we'll be good.
All right, I gotta go back to my car. I get the 100. There's my meal money for the while, so I'm gonna be living on ramen cooked in a coffee pot for the rest of the week. So yeah, I'll come back with the $100.
Okay. When you get to your car, a familiar figure is now accosting you, slams you into the as you're getting into it, slams you. It's the dude with the hat. What was
Lawrence.
it? Was that Lawrence? Yeah, Lawrence Fisher. And we're gonna cut there for a second.
Oh no!
We're gonna follow Kay inside.
Oh no!
No idea that this is going on.
Kay's chill. Kay is annoyed.
Mm-hmm. So, Kay, what are you doing now that you're inside?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of like mingling happening, and Kay is not down to mingle right now.
Going up to the band.
Yeah. Well, I'll go get a drink.
Okay.
I'll just get a gin and tonic, and I'll go see if I can find.
You get a text from Xavier. Just reads, weather's looking bad. Probably should get home before midnight, as we have family meeting tomorrow. So
I'll text back and say, "You're not my mom." But okay.
He just sends back the facepalm emoji and like the shrug one, and just
I'll send a GIF that's just like the sunglasses deal with it over a cat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll reply, but no, I'll make sure that I get back.
Just thumbs up emoji. But yeah. So we'll cut back over to the three sad Kateers.
His sadness overpowers the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? I'm hosting Buck on Halls. I'm having a great time.
I was trying to transition well, okay?
I love it.
Yeah. So you guys have just gotten that text. We're talking about a show going on. What's you guys' plan?
So I want to go to this show because I want to invite the Shield Maidens to one of my bacchanals. But now that there is a storm, I'm not sure that I'll be able to get back up to the lodge before the storm rolls in. Not to mention, Brody, I heard from your friend, from a friend of yours, that there is a potential issue with my delivery pipeline of poppy plants.
Benji, I've only really got the one friend. Yeah, Benji. No, he's doing great. We can. I mean, I can call him up if you want help. We can go to the Camino. It looks like it's gonna break down at any point, but I think he could take you there through a storm, hopefully.
I have a car already.
Oh, I mean, the Camino's the best, though.
But mine is electric.
It sits too. It's got this nice little trunk thing.
That's fine. I'll walk.
Peter! You don't walk, you float. We've had this conversation already. But I like your sense of humor. See, Brody, he's chirper. He's cheering up. Holy shit. He's cheering up.
No, I made like a joke, and that's a huge step in the right direction, I
I
think.
know, I told you. These bacchanals are good for him.
If we get caught in a snowstorm, I'm leaving you both to die.
Oh, well, the cult won't kill me, my friend.
And
Fine.
I've got like a buttload of lighters. Like so many, you don't even know.
Allow me to rephrase.
Right.
I'll leave you there to be eaten, Brody.
I don't eat non-mortals. I've talked to you about this before, Peter.
I like how all Daphne does is refresh Peter and conversations they've had before. That's the entire like basis of their friendship is like we've had like 18 conversations.
I have a whole headcanon I've developed from this past week of me driving back and forth to work, talking to myself, trying to figure this accent out, and just saying, Peter, over and over again. I'm not even joking.
I'm glad I could be such an anchor.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
I'm sorry, I forget that he's technically not human. He just acts like one.
Oh, it's all the visions and the shit, right?
He acts very normal, like all the other oracles I've met.
Yeah.
They all act the same as him.
Yeah, useless and half aloof.
Oh, no, very useful. And
Like, I know stuff and shit. Sometimes. I hear that, like, Felicia should be an urban planner.
No,
Someone told me that once.
she would be terrible at it.
Peter!
I mean, like, I saw it once. Listen, Edie, one day I'll read your future and I'm going to tell you the best way for you to get out of here. Like, to go up to the great ether beyond and just fill out reports all day and night. And that'll be your life. And you'll be happy.
I don't fill out reports. I reviewed them when I was alive.
Okay, well then you'll review them. You'll have an ethereal ghost secretary, and you'll be whatever your version of smiling is, I think.
I'm smiling right now.
Oh, God.
As you can't see him.
Peter, we can't see you! Show!
As you're having this conversation, how does someone reach you in the happy house while you're down there? Is there a buzzer system? Is it just like a text message?
The happy house is invitation only.
Yeah, so like somebody's got a message for you. How do they reach you?
My cell phone.
Okay. You get a little. Is it on vibrate? Is it
Yeah,
noise notification?
No, it has a ringtone. What's a ridiculous
The
ringtone?
hard-hitting questions of Urban Shadows. What's a ringtone?
It has Happy House by Susie and the Banshees. That's what plays.
Okay.
Do.
As long as it's not the party bus theme from Six Flags.
No,
Oh,
I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
God. No, that one's reserved. That one would have been reserved for Peter if we would have been friends while he was alive.
Anyway, you get a notification. Happy House plays. It just says, "Need to talk. They're moving."
Shit. All right. Well, I think my decision has been made for me. Brody, how do you feel about maybe not having as many fairy friends anymore?
Well, I've got the one, and he's my bestie, but like beyond that, I don't fucking care.
All right. You might want to watch out for Benji, because I don't think that the other fairies will be very happy if they find out what he's done. Does that make sense, Brody? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, but like if you need protecting, I've got like an extra closet. Like,
Perfect. I'm sure he will love living in your closet.
awesome. I'll give him a ring.
Brody, do you want to go on an adventure? I can't promise you'll come back alive, but I sure hope so.
Gosh, that sounds like garbage. No. But if you promise me like a lot of drugs with low cost,
Oh,
yeah.
Brody, you never have to be invited to the happy house. You are always invited.
That's free drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Peter, do you want to float along with us like a lost dog?
I have
Oh,
nothing.
were you growling? Was that what I heard? I think he starts growling now, Brody. That's so funny.
I have nothing better to do because of Brody. So yes, I will come along.
Oh, perfect. I'm so glad I get to give you something better to do. All right. So I have received a message that the fairies are moving into position. Do I have, I'm assuming I have like more intel, like
Yeah.
where they're at and where I need to go in this. that, and the other.
Yeah. So how do you get your opium supply in? Again, hard hitting questions. For Shadows. Don't ask those questions in D&D.
Nope.
So I think it definitely comes like probably from the Middle East somewhere in the Mediterranean. I think it's where
Okay.
most of poppy plants are grown.
So is that that's probably a ship then. That's like how it gets into Juneau. Probably a barge of some kind.
No, I think to get real with it, I think that someone like basically mules it over, like flies with it,
Okay.
comes to the airport.
Okay. So
Which, hey, another fact, it's been 10 minutes. Juneau has its own airport.
I believe it's north of town, right? Because there's an aviation school up there too.
Yep.
Airplanes are a pretty big thing in Alaska, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roads aren't.
Bush country and all.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
guys
so-
head to the
so I
airport?
Yeah, and I think it's like a contact that I meet up with. It's like they drop it off in the specific location, like everything's like real hush hush and anonymous and all that sort of shit.
Okay. Do you have a couple of lackeys that help you with this?
Well, what do ghouls do?
What do ghouls do? You tell me. It's your playbook.
So it's not like an actual thing in the game.
Nope. You just get to run with it.
Cool. So I think it's my ghouls.
Okay.
I think I travel, like I meet the ghouls there,
Okay.
and then I send them out in case anything goes awry, and then they pick up at the drop off point, which is probably like a warehouse somewhere, like by the docks or some shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
Ironic.
So yeah, so I go grab my my wonderful Toyota Prius, all black tinted windows.
Those are really good in snowstorms, you guys.
Great.
Having
It's-
driven a Prius through a snowstorm, not
It's-
that great.
Look, I got snow tires on that bad boy. It's all charged up. It's got gas in there too. Gas in the tank.
Okay. Do your ghouls travel with you, or do they have their own vehicle that they? Do they have like a pickup truck probably, or some sort of like loading van?
I imagine that the ghouls are similar to Peter in that they're like very ghostly, but they're
Okay.
more like zombies.
Yeah.
So they can just kind of like float along. They don't really need like a vehicle to travel. And they come from my apartment, which is somewhere else, like
Okay.
my haven rather.
Yeah.
So they
Cool.
travel from a separate location.
So you guys are heading that way. We're gonna head back to Red, who has got himself. As you're getting into your car to grab nuggets and another $50 bill, you get slammed and then turned around, and it is your buddy Lawrence, who has now returned with backup.
Here to even up the eyes, are you?
What was that?
Are you here to even out my eyes? Because having only one black eye just kind of made me look lopsided.
Let's just say that that deal we made earlier works for me, but doesn't work for the boss.
I can't leave till the job's done. My boss is breathing down my neck.
And as he's like got you pinned up, you see this like flash and this almost elongation of his muzzle and teeth bare.
Great. Hey, do you know someone named Conrad?
Weird. That's all you get back on that one.
I got a job to do. I mean, I'm not. Your type. I'm not going to beg for my life, but I mean, I just want some information, and then I'll leave. I mean, we could do this peacefully if I just find this kid, and then I can get the hell out of here because I want to go as much as you want me gone.
Let me think on that. I know we've done persuade a lot. Again, it feels like you're trying to talk your way out of the situation. So
That's what I do.
best, yeah. Roll me a persuade.
That is a 6, a 2, and if this is heart, it's another +2, making an 8.
8.
Wait, sorry, no, 9. Yeah.
A 9, still a partial success.
10.
So,
it's heart is +2, so sorry, a 6, a 2, and then a +2, so I have a 10.
Oh, so that is a full success. So they do what you ask. So, what are you trying to get out of this? You're trying to get like basically information.
I'm trying to convince him that I want to go and I want to get the job done. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm just trying to convince him to let me finish my job and then I'll get the hell out of here. So I'm just trying to get them to give me more time.
He looks back at like the two guys that are with him that have since sort of gotten a little hairier, maybe since you looked at them last. And I kind of look at them. And he looks back and says, "Get in the truck." He starts moving you towards their vehicle. If you want to talk, you know somewhere you can talk.
Oh, jeez, I thought you guys were the... So those are werewolves?
Yes.
Jeez, I thought it was the vampires after me. I didn't realize I'd pissed off the furries, too.
Strike one.
He's too drunk to be nice. No, he's 3 hours sober to be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I'll take the hit.
Okay. Yeah, he's actually on that one. He is going to punch you in the stomach on that. So, he's rolling to unleash. So actually, I think since he's an NPC, I might roll. Not sure how that works. I guess I just inflict harm. So,
is there a dodge for me? Because I haven't seen that rule.
Think that would be a keep your cool. When things get real and you keep your cool, let them see what situation you want to avoid and roll a spirit. So, keep your cool is kind of like the catch-all.
Okay. So I roll, add nothing, and I get a 9.
Okay, so on a split, I'm going to tell you what it's going to cost you. I'm going to say you manage to, as he goes to punch you, you roll a little bit, but he manages to catch and knock loose your gun as he's walking you off. And that clatters to the ground.
Okay. So I'm thinking this is actually a good thing. Leave something behind so it'll know. Hopefully Kay will recognize this gun if they come looking for me. Can I use my did my homework and see if I can put a face to a name? Or a name to a face, if I'm allowed to do that in the opposite direction for either of these big goons with them?
Yeah, so... Yeah, go right ahead. And that's a faction move. And they are knight, so if you haven't marked knight yet, you can mark knight.
Okay. Haven't marked knight, so when you put a face to a name with someone...
You roll with their faction.
Roll with my faction.
Their faction, their faction.
Their
So
faction, I have no bonus to knight, so that's another 9.
On a hit, you know the reputation. The GM will tell you what most people know about them. It wasn't a 10 plus, so you don't learn something you're useful, or they owe you a debt, but you didn't miss, so you don't know them. These are the McDowell brothers, Kevin and Charlie. They are a couple of local thugs, bruisers. They're kind of like hired muscle most of the time. But you're aware that they are also seem to be a part of this this pack that Fisher is in, this werewolf pack. So
okay. So as I recognize them and know them by their general reputation as probably strong arms, I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. And so as I'm going along, I'm gonna try to drag my feet a little bit to hopefully Kay will recognize some kind of a scuffle if they manage to find my gun.
Okay. I mean, like, in your car door is like left open, like there wasn't like a lot of.
I want to leave as much evidence in a trail as possible.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so they load you up into I'm gonna say it's like a brown GMC Yukon from like 2008. You just load them in. They load you into the back seat of, and Charlie is sitting in the back with you. But we'll cut there. Kay, how's the show going? Since you're no, have a drink in hand at least.
The drink is fine. I don't. Has the show started?
They're doing warm-ups right now, like kind of getting everything. Well, they've already done warm-ups. Probably about 15 minutes till show start.
Okay. With Red not being here, Kay has no intention of staying for the show.
Okay.
But
Chadwick.
Chadwick Von Groot.
I'm going
Always
to.
Chad.
Is there any other security or, not necessarily security, but a person who may or people who may organize this specific thing?
Venue. Yeah, I feel like there's a move somewhere.
I mean, if this is a place of power.
This is not a place of power. Places of power are very specific in Urban Shadows. One of the few things that's a little bit more robust. Why don't you tell me? You probably know who organizes. Give me a face to a name. Do you want to roll with that?
Sure. Although I don't know what their faction would be.
Just say mortality. Let's say it's just
okay.
a mortal.
That makes sense.
Let's say it's Amanda Long.
Amanda Long. Well, Amanda Long, I rolled a 10.
Nice. So you put a face to a name, 1 mark mortality. On a hit, you know their reputation. The GM will tell you what most people know about them. On a 10 plus, you've dealt with them before, learned something interesting and useful about them, or they owe you a debt. Amanda is probably the premier organizer for music venues and shows and art installations in the city. She has her fingers in everything creative in Juneau. She runs an art installation, a very high-end show. She organized First Fridays, which is not really a thing up north, but she moved from full city.
Yeah.
Everyone moves to Juneau. No one's from Juneau apparently in the show. But anyway, so she's an up and comer. But
Peter's from Juneau.
I thought Peter went to school somewhere else and
No.
moved there. Oh,
Yeah, he's from
okay.
Juneau.
Well, he was from Juneau. So putting a face to a name for Amanda, you've dealt with her before. Does she owe you a debt? Then you could cash that in.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I introduced her to the Field Maidens, and I think they became a bigger deal than even she thought.
Okay.
They've been very lucrative for her.
Gotcha.
I am going to cash in that debt.
Okay.
I'm going to find her and get myself out of here.
Make an NPC. You can make them answer a question honestly about their faction, introduce you to a powerful member of their faction, give you a worthy and useful gift without cost, erase a debt they hold on to someone, give you a debt they have on someone else, or give you a +3 to persuade them. Choose before rolling.
Okay.
So
I want, because she is way into most of the artistic scene, if not all of it, I want to ask her, and tell me honestly, have you heard of a ridiculous band that has a ridiculously named band member? I think it's called the Thunder Trunk.
So Thunder Tunts, yeah.
Thunder Tunts, that's what it is.
So as you approach her and sort of you schmooze up with her for a second, you're like, hey, remember me introducing you to these guys? I need some question. Need an answer. She makes
I
eye
know
contact with
people, I
you.
think you know people.
She
There's
like
this Chadwick individual.
pulls you to the side.
Trying to
Kind of like looks around, like pulls you into a corner. Yes, and let's just say it's more lucrative to have them on than to not. And it's not for their skill.
But are they good?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's not for their skill. They suck.
Got. Okay.
But it's worth it to have them on.
Why?
She kind of like gives you a look. She's like, I've already said too much, but
Okay. Well, do you happen to know where they are? Because I've been trying to find them for a while to see for myself. Obviously, if I knew, I wouldn't have asked you.
well, they're seems like a persuade.
Dun, 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 dun. Boop. Oh no. Why
Not
is it
good.
always when I have to do hard stuff? 5.
5. She just it's dangerous to point anybody in their direction that they don't want to know. And she walks off.
I'm going to pull out my phone and text Red and say, this party sucks. I'm headed home. Stupid Thunder Tons are somewhere in the city and I don't know where. And I'm going to leave.
Okay. So Kay leaves. Are you just going home? Do you spot anything in the parking lot?
Well, I knew I would have parked in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would have at the very least noticed that his car was there. Which I think I would have gone over to his car because I assumed that he would just wait outside for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably would have gone over to his car if I saw that it was still here.
Okay. You find door ajar, kind of some of his belongings in there still. Seems like there was some sort of a scene here a little bit ago.
God.
You pick up what kind of gun did Red carry?
Snub nose.
Snub nose pistol. On the ground, you recognize it. And I think that's a good place to cut it for the week. You standing over and brandishing Red's weapon.
No one could have predicted that Red was the first one to get into trouble. No one could have predicted this.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was vampires. Sworn it was.
Too. I had no idea. I wasn't even expecting werewolves.
Oh, I know. That's just a little taste of the fun that I've got brewing. So the backgrounds. So one of the things we can do to wrap up is actually a session end move. At the end of the session, if you've learned something meaningful about a faction, you can increase your score in that faction by 1 and decrease your score in a different faction by another. You have tell me how that relationships in these communities have changed, or your relationships in those communities have changed. If you would like to do that, it's not necessary. Also, if someone did you a favor at cost, tell the group you owe them a debt. And if you did someone a favor without red dress, tell the group they owe you a debt. So I don't think there's any like freestanding debts sort of passed around. Anyone feel like they want to shift some stuff around in factions?
Not me. feel like
I still haven't even joined up as a party yet.
there is no party.
No,
It's a soap opera. There's no party.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a spoopy soap opera.
I love it so much. You have no idea.
Me too.
I live for
I'm
it.
gonna die and come back as my evil twin.
I love the idea that like this whole thing could conclude without me ever actually interacting with Red or K.
Although I do owe you debts.
I'm
though.
sure we will
Although-
interact.
That's true. Well, that's true. You may have interacted with me, and I may not have ever known that you were there.
But it's if you ever watched like actual soap operas, there are characters that like matter a great deal to one another because of the things that they do, but they rarely actually have a scene together.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the topic, I don't think I've actually interacted. I've got my mortality and my night checked off in one game, and I don't think anything's been.
Same, Red. Same.
It's basically passions. Yeah, exactly. It really is.
Yep. Yeah. No. So
I love it.
if nobody feels anything has moved faction-wise, I think we'll just go ahead and we'll wrap up. So just who you are, where we can find you, and then favorite moment from tonight. So I think we'll start with our newest member, Nox.
Hi, I'm Nox. You can find me on the internet on Twitter, NoxNoctua. You can also find me here playing this game every Sunday. And I almost forgot that I am actually running another level of Mad Mage that starts not this Monday, but the following. There'll be 2 sessions of that. And the level that I'm running is Willowwood, which I'm super excited about. So that's in recruitment. My favorite moment. I think. Oh shit! I think my favorite moment was Peter going invisible.
That was pretty great. Just like
Mhm.
I'm
Like-
here still, but
Yeah, like in context of the whole thing, just like basically teenage temper tantrum of like,
You guys are picking on me.
oh, we lost.
oh, we
Ty.
lost somebody.
I'm not fixing the Zoom call. I
Hey,
don't
we
know.
have like 4 minutes left. It's fine. Ty was not the person I thought we were gonna lose, and like, oh, hey, there
Everyone is everywhere.
It's all right.
I run this show, bitches. We're gonna keep playing for 2 more hours.
Oh my god.
it is. Anyway, Ty, since you're back now, you
I am back. Yes.
want to sign out?
Sure. I am Ty. I am Ballroom Brawler on Twitter. I'm also running a Waterdeep Dragon Heist on Tuesdays at Jice Priory.
Yep.
And my favorite moment from tonight, I think just Daphne joining in general. Like it's just a great character. I love her being on.
Yep. Me too.
Just doubles up the drugs.
Yeah,
That's right.
I love
Yay,
more.
jugs!
All the drugs. I'm trying to think of what's the Netflix show about the drug runner in Mexico, or not Mexico, but
Narcos?
Anyway, yeah, Narcos, Urban Shadow Narcos.
Have a safe 420, everybody.
But yeah, so we'll jump to Matt now.
Hey, that's me.
Yep.
I'm Matthew Foreman, Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. You can find me here right now. I'm right here. And I'm on Twitch TV/Dice Priori. I run The Ghost of the Machine on Wednesdays, and I run Storm King's Thunder on Fridays. And on Saturdays, I get drunk and try to design queer stuff for people to play with. That's my life, and I love it.
That's good shit.
Yep.
Awesome. Max.
I'm Max, all Max D20 all over the internet. I currently am just playing here right now, trying to. Well, everyone's talking about all these cool game stuffs they're doing, so I'm currently working on a Cortex system game set in the world of Supernatural, the CW show. But that'll be something for a later date. My favorite part of tonight was how that bouncer has become the door of our campaign already.
Oh, good old. What did I call him? O'Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Yeah, O'Sullivan. I just want O'Sullivan to pop up at every door we get to and be like, "Oh, you want to get into the restroom? Convince me."
Roll
It's $100 for that restroom.
and 10 pieces of chicken nuggets.
I just picture this big, bald, black guy wearing like, even though it's cold out, he's still just got the T-shirt on, and his arms are just overstretching
Perpetually
the
like
shirt.
a warm
Just
person.
happens to know everybody in town, is like a big
Yes.
fan of everybody. Anyway,
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your favorite moment?
Damn it! My favorite. So I'm torn between Daphne shouting for Peter whenever he disappeared, and then Brody turning up the music and dropping the ecstasy. Those were pretty great.
Mm-hmm. The fish or the
Lot of-
wine.
Yeah, so many gold. The fish. Yeah, that was the detail.
Fish, yeah. And then Maria?
Hello, I am Maria, and I can be found mostly on Twitter at Happy Capster, where I post a lot of things like paintings that I do on miniatures and stuff like that. And I'll be here for a little while longer. My favorite moment, I think, was super real Peter time. Super sad, real Peter.
Mm-hmm. It's good shit.
What was Matt's favorite moment?
We did that.
I answered
I
it.
didn't
We
hear it.
went back to it.
It was the car.
It was the car, the fish music turning down.
Fish ecstasy.
Right, the fish.
But
music,
also
Fish
when Daphne was yelling for me when I disappeared. Both of those moments got me.
Right.
That made me
Yeah. And then I am Taryn. I'm the master of ceremonies here for our show. You can find me on Twitter at TarzanNoZ. And then pretty much here. I do this, and then I have like 3 home game things that I do, which
Normie
reflects
games.
Nox stuff. It's just normie games, as Matthew puts it.
Gotta stream 'em.
No, my favorite moment was Ty biting down and just ripping right into that corruption to go dark, just going straight into it, and then just picking that up. It's like, I'm just gonna run for it, because that instance move, like if you want to, you can just
So
go
quick.
straight corruption.
Yeah. 3 every time.
Yeah, but I mean, everything was my favorite moment. The bouncer, being able to just like pull shit on you guys, because I just like this game. I like not rolling things and just playing off of your guys' drama. It's so much
They just
fun.
wants to know things, you guys. They're not talking to people.
But yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us this evening. It's been a pleasure to just game with you guys. So join us next week, same time, same place. VR is also doing 3 games of Dungeon of the Mad Mage a week. I believe that's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Correct me if I'm wrong. We do some Cypher stuff on Thursdays, depending on how Dan's schedule works out. And then Invisible Sun on Saturday nights. The surreal to our spooky. So please check. Oh, special game next Saturday. Technoskull.
The
it
Goners
says.
reunion.
Oh
Yeah, it'll be me. Technoskull is DMing. It'll be me as the rapping Rachnos bard Perkins, Emma, Val, Pater, and yeah, that'll be us.
Awesome. So check
Hunting
that out.
down a
next
vampire.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that'll be great content. But yeah, so please check us out, and then follow us on Twitter at Variant Rolls. And if you like what you watch and want to support us, please check us out on Patreon. Variant Rolls has a Patreon, and we are, a little bit of money helps go for cover costs for Zoom and just being able to bring you guys great content. So thanks, and
Also, tell your friends who are watching Game of Thrones to go to our YouTube channel, Variant
yeah.
Roll YouTube, to see this and other shows that Variant Roll does.
Mm-hmm. You can also subscribe on Twitch. Good night.
Bye.